Albertian Institute of Science and Technology. Make engineers, not just engineering graduates.
Good morning, students. My name is Savita Stanley, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, ISAT, Kalamassery. This session is based on CE 332 Transportation Engineering Laboratory for 6th semester students of Civil Engineering. This session includes a demonstration of tests that are done on bitumen in order to assess its properties to be used in the road construction activities. This session enables the students to conduct different tests to various properties of bitumen and hence to assess its suitability in pavement construction. First, we will take up the penetration test on bitumen. Definition as per IS standards, it is the distance travelled or penetrated by the point of a standard needle of specific size and weight and shape into the bitumen sample under specific conditions of time and temperature measured in 1/10 of mm. Importance of the test, it is to determine the hardness of the bitumen and also to assess its suitability in the construction field. In order to conduct the penetration test, we make use of the penetrometer. Penetrometer is of two types. One is the automatic type and the second one is the manual type. So this what we use here is the automatic type. So in this you have a meter in which it indicates 5. This indicates it is being penetrated for 5 seconds. Okay, so it is an automatic machine wherein the needle it penetrates for just 5 seconds and after 5 seconds automatically it gets locked. So that is why it is called the automatic penetrometer. Whereas in manual you have to unlock the lock and then it penetrates for 5 seconds and then lock it after 5 seconds. So that is called the manual penetrometer. Okay, so this is the penetration needle and then this is the container in order to pour the bitumen sample for testing. Okay, and we make use of the thermometer to control the temperature as well as to reduce the temperature in this bitumen. We make use of the water bath. Okay. This is the container used for the penetration test on bitumen. So this is an aluminum cup which is 35 mm dia and 35 mm deep. So into this the bitumen in liquid form is poured. So it is poured such that from the top it should be less than 10 mm. Okay, so 1 centimeter. So up to that level it is poured. So this is the heated bitumen for around 75 to 90 degrees Celsius it is heated. Now it is poured into the cup. So it is poured up to a depth of 10 mm. Okay. So now the sample is poured. You can see around 1 centimeter board is present there on top. So this is air dried for 30 to 40 minutes and then it is cooled down using a water bath. So it is immersed partially in a water bath and kept for around 1.5 hours to maintain the temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. So this is the cup which has the bitumen added in it. Okay, so it has come to a drying state. Now we can continue it for testing. Okay, so it is placed on the penetrometer and as I told, this is the penetrometer and this is the needle. So before you start, it is very important to clean the needle with benzene, okay, to remove all the particles from it. Dust particles that is present is to be removed. So it has to be first cleaned with benzene dubbed cotton. Okay, so the first procedure is to bring this needle touching to the surface of this bitumen. So slowly we'll unlock it. So how can you make out if the surface is being touched to if the needle is touching the surface? So when you bring the needle very close to the bitumen, you can see the mirror image of that needle on the bitumen surface. So that's how you can make out if it is touching the surface at the correct point. So next procedure is to set the dial gauge. So first this point is to be brought to the surface. So for that you have to turn it. Okay, so now you can see it has touched the top surface. Make it to 0, the dial gauge. Okay, so once this is set, you can start testing. So we have brought the needle to the top of the bitumen. We have set the penetration dial gauge to 0, and then it is touching the surface. So now once you press the run, it penetrates this needle for 5 seconds exactly, and then after 5 seconds it is being locked. So once it goes down, this knob, it comes down, so that measurement can be checked using the penetro gauge. Okay, and you can see the bronze ring here, so it is around 100 grams. Okay, so because of this weight is what the penetration of this needle takes place. So now we will go with the testing. So just press run. You can see the needle is being penetrated into the bitumen for 5 seconds, and after 5 seconds automatically the needle is being stopped. So after the penetration you can see there is a gap here. So this dial gauge is to be rotated so that you can see the surface being touched to the top. So once you see here, this is the point where it is touching, and then you have to take this dial gauge reading. Okay. So now you can see the dial is reading as 84. This is noted as the first trial reading. Okay, similarly you have to do 2 more trials. So on an average 3 trials, and the average of these 3 values represents the penetration value of the bitumen. So this procedure is to be done again twice. Okay, so lift it up. Okay. The same procedure is to be repeated for each trial. So first we have to clean the needle with cotton swab dipped in benzene. Okay, so in order to avoid whatever is stuck to it. Okay, so it is clean now. Okay. The care is to be taken such that once you press a sample here, the first piercing comes here, so the next piercing should be at a distance of at least 1 centimeter away from the previously done piercing. Okay, so first one is here, so I'll keep it little away, at least 1 centimeter away from it. Same procedure is repeated. You have to bring the needle near to the top surface. Lock the knob. Okay, then bring it to the top, and then make the dial gauge as 0. Okay, set it to 5 seconds penetration. The needle is touching the top of the bitumen. Okay, this we have set, it is set to 0, and then run it. Note it as second reading. Okay, so you have to now turn this dial gauge in order to get the reading. Okay, so turn it till this top is being touched. Note down this value as the second trial value. Similarly, you have to do for the third trial also. Care is to be taken in such a way that you should clean the needle, and then placing of the next point should be 1 centimeter, at least 1 centimeter away from the previously pierced holes. So this tabular column represents the gradation as per BIS standards. So you can see first row represents the paving bitumen grade, and the second row indicates the penetration value. So the first row you can see A25, A35, S35, A45 and S45 and so on. And below that it represents the penetration value range. So if you see A25, so what does A represent? A represents nothing but the bitumen is obtained from Assam Petroleum. Okay, and whereas this S symbol represents the bitumen is being obtained from other than sources of Assam petroleum. Okay, so A represents Assam Petroleum and S is from other sources. So for A25 grading, the penetration value ranges between 20 to 30. For A35 and S35 paving grades, the penetration value is between 30 to 40. So that is how this tabular column can be explained. And now how it is being represented. A80 by 100, it represents nothing but it is a grade of bitumen for whose penetration value ranges from 80 to 100. So between 80 to 100 is its penetration value. So that is what is represented when it is written as A80 by 100. Okay, so in which all conditions can these grades of bitumen be used? For bituminous macadam, grades 30 to 40, 60 to 80 or 80 to 100 can be used, whereas for spray application, grades with highest penetration values are to be used, whereas in warmer regions lower penetration grades can be used, and in colder regions higher penetration grades can be used. Why is it so? Because in warmer regions this penetration, if it is higher grade, it is more susceptible to the temperature changes, so it has to be of lower penetration grade, whereas in colder region it can be provided with higher penetration grades. Next we will do the softening point of bitumen. It is the temperature at which standard ball passes through a sample of bitumen in a mold and falls through a height of 25 mm when heated under water or glycerin at a specified temperature. So the importance of the test is to know the temperature to which the bitumen is to be heated for various roadwork applications. So now let's look into the apparatus required for determining the softening point of bitumen. So basically we make use of the ring and ball apparatus. So it mainly consists of the steel balls. These are the steel balls whose diameter is 9.5 mm and weighs about 3.5 grams. Okay. So the next part is the base brass rings into which the bitumen is poured, and its depth is around 6.4 mm and the internal diameter at the bottom is 15.9 mm and the diameter at the top is 17.5 mm. And this is the guide rings. Okay, so this is the ball guide rings. Okay, so this is used in order to keep the ball in the center of the sample. Okay, it is to direct the ball to fall through the hole. Okay, so that is the ball guides. And then next we make use of the support frame. So this is the support frame, and whatever arrangement of the ball and ring is made, it is being placed in these 2 points. Okay, so it has the center portion. So here you place the thermometer in order to determine the temperature that is needed. Okay, so the ball arrangement is kept on these 2 slots, and then this height between the top plate and this bottom plate is 25 mm. So it is to measure the temperature required for the bitumen to melt and reach the bottom plate. So we note that temperature, and that represents the softening point of the bitumen. Okay, so this is the heating pad that we use. So heating pad wherein you have a knob in order to control the rate of heating. So that this is the knob for it, this is the power switch, and this is the stirrer knob. Okay, so once we make use of, we on it, the magnetic stirrer. So in this beaker you can see the white portion. So that is the magnetic stirrer that we use in this application. Okay, so this starts rotating. Once we keep it here and we start this knob, it starts rotating and helps in stirring the solution. Okay, so this is distilled water taken in the beaker, and this full arrangement is being kept into the beaker. So in order to give temperature, we make use of the coil. Okay, electric coil is being used in order to transfer the heat to the solution, and because of that heat, the bitumen in the ring starts melting, and we note the softening point of the bitumen. So these are the 2 brass rings of ring and ball arrangement. Into this we will be pouring the melted bitumen. Okay, so first we have to grease it. So with the soap oil. So first the base plate is greased. Okay, both the plates where it is, both the surface where it is placed is greased, and then again on the sides of the brass ring. Okay, so these sides are also to be soap oiled. Okay, But you should never apply soap oil inside the surface. Okay, inside surface is not to be applied because you have to pour the bitumen and it is actually to stick to the surface. So you should never soap oil on the inner sides, only the external sides and the bottom of the plate is soap oil. So okay, so the bottom and the sides, outer sides of the ring is already soaked. Now we will pour the bitumen that is heated to 70 to 90 degrees Celsius. It is poured into the sample ring. It is poured till the top. Now this is kept for air drying for around 30 to 40 minutes. So we have poured the bitumen here. This is air dried for 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes, once it is cooled down, the top of this is trimmed with a heated knife. Okay, so it is to be leveled out. You can see now it is little bulged. Upon cooling, it will be in this form. So using the hot knife, it is trimmed off and the surface is made flat before the testing. So now this is the sample being prepared. Okay, so these two samples we have prepared. This is the brass ring with bitumen poured into it. It is cooled down and then the top excess is removed using a hot knife. Okay, so it is trimmed and this is how it looks. And the ring groove is here. So you have to, this is how you make the arrangement. Groove is down here and then this is the ring, guide ring. So the grooves of this also has to overlap. Okay, so you have to place it in this form, press it little, okay, and then you have to place the ball upon this. So this guide ring, it plays like a groove for this ball to settle properly. So once bitumen melts, this guide ball, this ball along with the bitumen comes down. Okay, so that is the principle or the need for this guide, so that it properly binds with the bitumen and falls down due to its weight. So now we have prepared the ring and ball arrangement. So now it is to be fixed to the frame. Okay, so this is the support frame and this is how you fix. You just bring the groove. So this is the groove. So that is to be placed on this plate here and just give it a light press. So it is seated. Okay, similarly do it for the other one. So both are seated correctly and the ball is there in between. Okay, so bitumen, so once it melts it falls through this and this is 25 mm. Okay, so next we will shift it to the beaker. So beaker, it has distilled water in it and then bottom you have that white portion, that is the mechanical magnetic stirrer that we are using here. Okay, so next we have to fix the coil. Okay, so heating coil is being fixed. So tighten it, you will have an arrangement like this and then drop it into the beaker. Okay, so let it be there for 10-15 minutes to maintain the temperature. Okay, so once this is done, shift it to the heating plate. Okay, so it's clear. So you have the arrangement there with the guide rings and the ball is there. Okay, so over this you have to fix the thermometer. In this groove we input the thermometer. Okay, so this thermometer reading is being shown in the dial gauge there. Okay, so you have to insert this. So now you can record the temperature that is being taking place inside the beaker and it is recorded in the dial gauge. So now you have the mechanical stirrer below, the coil to heat the water, and then bitumen arrangement, ring and ball arrangement is there, thermometer is there. So now let's start it. So currently the temperature inside is 26. Okay, so now you start the stirrer first. Okay, you can see the white thing rotating, so that is the stirrer. Okay, once that is done, next you on the heater. So heater, it is in order to increase the temperature, and the temperature of 5 degrees Celsius per minute is supplied to it. Okay, so that is how the temperature increases, and because of the stirrer, that uniform temperature is maintained inside the beaker. Okay, so water temperature rises, and as the temperature rises, the bitumen softens. So now the stirrer, you have to increase the speed of the stirrer little. Okay, and then the temperature inside is maintained, it has increased up to 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, so now you have to keep a look on both the sides, left and right, and the temperature at which the bitumen touches the bottom plate upon melting, you have to note it down for both left and right. Okay, so this ball along with the bitumen is gonna touch the base, so we'll have to wait till then. Now you can see the bitumen is getting softened, and you can see the small bulge there. And very soon it is gonna melt and come down along with the balls. So you can see the temperature now has reached 41.5. So both the sides, for left as well as the right arrangement, you have to take the temperatures. So now you can see on the left it is slowly melting, and it is about to reach bottom plate. Okay, so the temperature also you can see it is increasing at the rate of 5 degrees Celsius per minute. So you can see it is both the sides, it is simultaneously being melted. So individually you have to note down the readings of both the sides. So you can see it is coming down, it is about to touch the bottom plate. So the right one has touched at 59.5 degrees Celsius, and the left one, it has touched at 60 degrees Celsius. Okay. Now we have got the temperature of both the sides. Okay, so average of both the readings of temperature gives the softening point of the bitumen sample. Okay, so the difference between the two temperatures should not exceed 1 degree Celsius for a temperature that is obtained between 40 to 60 degrees Celsius. So in our case we have got it less than 60 degrees Celsius. So between the two temperatures it should not exceed 1 degree Celsius. So our test performed is correct. So now the results can be analyzed. Okay, so if in case if it exceeds 1 degree Celsius, then the test is to be repeated again. So this represents the IRC specification given in terms of the softening point of bitumen. So higher the softening point, lesser will be to be the temperature susceptible. Okay, so in warmer regions, a bitumen with higher softening point is to be provided. So if you see this graph, or if you see this table, in this you can make out A25 to A35. It has a softening point between 55 to 70 degrees Celsius, whereas S35 it has a softening point between 50 to 65, and so on. And for A200 and S200 it ranges between 30 to 45. Okay. So next we will do the ductility of bitumen test. So what is ductility? Ductility of bituminous material is measured by the distance in centimeter to which it will elongate before breaking when the two ends of the standard briquette specimen of material are pulled apart at a specified speed and specified temperature. So what is the importance of the test? It gives a measure of the adhesive property of bitumen. So why is it needed? It is in order to ensure the proper bonding between the bitumen and the aggregates in the layers being used in road construction. And the second importance is to measure its ability to stretch. So insufficient ductility leads to cracking on application of repeated traffic loads on the road constructions. Ductility of bitumen makes use of briquette mold. Okay, so this is the briquette mold. So in this, all the sides are to be greased with glycerol or dextrine in order to prevent the sticking of bitumen, and you pour the mold into this groove. Okay, so then it is kept for drying. Okay, other than this, we need other instruments like testing machine in order to pull these two clamps apart. So this is the point where it is clamped to the machine. So it keeps pulling, and this bitumen here gets expanded, and we note down the point wherein it breaks. The bitumen is breaking, so that is being noted as the reading. And then other than that, we require the thermometer to check the temperature and a water bath to maintain the temperature required for the testing. Briquette apparatus. Okay, so before we pour in the bitumen, liquid bitumen, care is to be taken in order to provide this with soap oil. So this soap oil is applied to prevent the bitumen from sticking to the surfaces. Okay, so you have to apply it in all the points except these 2 points. These 2 layers, you can see the inner surface is not to be given with soap oil because it has to stick to the bitumen, whereas rest all points is to be greased with soap oil in order to prevent the bitumen from sticking to the surface. Okay, so even these points are also to be provided with soap oil. Okay, so this is the bitumen. It is being heated to around 75 to 90 degrees Celsius to get it in the liquid form. So now after this is being poured into the briquette mold. Okay, so we have already greased it with soap oil. Now we are pouring the bitumen into the mold. So bitumen is poured full. Okay, so some excess also is to be dropped in. Later we will be chipping off the extra bitumen that is there on the surface. Now it is kept for air drying. So this specimen is air dried for 30 to 40 minutes. After that, it is being kept in a water bath which is maintained at 27 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. So this is a sample that was already kept in a water bath and removed. Okay, so you can see the excess bitumen on the surface. So this is to be trimmed off using the hot knife. Okay, so I'll show you how to do it with the hot knife. So now you can see it is trimmed using the hot knife. You can see the groove pattern there. So after this we cool it in water bath again for around 1.5 hours. Okay, so that the temperature on the surface also comes to normal 25 to 27 degrees Celsius. Okay, so the top is to be level using the spatula. So you can see the groove pattern there. So after this we will be taking, after the water bath cooling, it is being taken into the testing machine, removing these side blocks. Okay, so this is the testing machine. Okay, so these clamps are removed and then it is fixed onto this surface. On these 2 points it is being clamped. So you can see here I have already placed a sample there. From this you have to remove these 2 side locks. So remove these 2 end plates. Okay, so this side and this side is removed. So now this is the dial reading. Okay, so it notes the distance that is traveled when this is being pulled. So you can see this will be pulled. This is the fixed plate and this is the moving plate because of this lever. Okay, so once this moves you can make out the reading from this horizontal linear scale. Okay, so first care is to be taken to make sure that it should be in 0, starting with 0, and then it goes up to 100. Okay, so 0 is set and then we start the machine. So when we start the machine, this starts rotating here and then this plate is being separated away from this unit. So you can see at a point where the thread breaks of the bitumen. For example, if this bitumen, if it is being extended, it first forms a yoke and then it slowly starts either settling down or starts to break. That point is noted and that represents the ductility point of the bitumen. So this is the testing unit. In this you have 2 sets. One is in order to maintain a speed of 10 mm per minute rotation or then 50 mm per minute rotation. So in our condition we will be using 50 mm. So you can see the lever, it is set to 50 mm per minute movement is given. Okay, so 50 mm represents at a it is being pulled at 50 mm per minute of the lever. Okay, so now we will start the power and the motor is on. So you can see here it is being rotated and then you can see the bitumen being stretched. The other end of the plate is fixed and this is moving. So now you can see here it has sagged down and touched the bottom of the plate. Okay, so at this point we stop the motor and note down the reading. So this value represents the ductility value of the bitumen. So now we have taken the reading for the first trial. Similarly, we do it for the second trial and get the value. Okay, so average of these 2 trials will give you the ductility value of the bitumen. Okay, and then it is rounded off to the nearest whole number. So as per BIS standards, a certain ductility value is to be present in all the bitumens used. So a certain or a minimum ductility value is necessary for a bitumen binder. This is because of the temperature changes in the bituminous mixes and repeated deformations that occur in flexible pavement due to the traffic loads acting on it. If the bitumen has a low ductility value, the bituminous pavement may crack, especially in cold weather. So this is a table that shows the BIS standards for the bitumen penetration grades and the minimum ductility value that is to be present in the bitumen. So for A25, a minimum value of 5 cm of ductility value is to be present. Similarly for A35, a minimum value of 10 cm and so on. And for S45, S65 and S90, a minimum ductility value of 75 is to be present for it to be used in the road construction. I hope all of you have understood all the 3 tests conducted on bitumen: the softening point test, penetration test and the ductility value of the bitumen. Thanks for watching.